Hello, everybody. It's Chris Cowden from AppSumo with another Meet the Founders. It's Friday, and I am joined by two people, well, three people, because there's one person behind the scenes, from viewflip, a top-performing AppSumo product, and we're going to do another demo, cover your questions, and then hear some more about the vision of viewflip. So I'm going to go around the room. Please introduce yourself and then we can get started. So I'll go to Christian first.
Yes, thank you, Chris. I'm Christian. I'm co-founder and CEO of viewflip, and I'm happy to join this session and to share about our vision and more about our future roadmap.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also warm welcome. My name is Moritz. I'm COO, so I'm responsible for the operations and some of the product aspects of viewflip. And yeah, I'm here to support Christian in answering technical questions. Christian is here for answering commercial aspects. And as already mentioned by Chris, Andy is there in the background answering or trying to answer all your questions from the live chat. So
our founder and CTO,
our founder and CTO, right?
And brain behind all the engineering and technology.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to start with. If Chris has no other ideas to lead us through, but maybe the story behind our founder story is interesting for some of the viewers here today, but also especially to answer some questions maybe for the audience. And yeah, happy to answer all this.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thanks for introducing yourself. So, how did you even form the team, and what is the main problem that you're trying to solve with viewflip?
So viewflip is a app primarily designed for instant remote collaboration. So there are many apps for online meetings and online chats, but for a really productive collaboration, there is no solution, or there was no solution existing, and this was lacking. And we were looking for a solution which is really easy to use within just 2 seconds, and works with all kind of software and all operating systems. So therefore, we invented viewflip, and originally it was the idea of Andy during his studies, during group work or workshop. It was not able to collaborate easily, efficiently together, and therefore he said it must be. I have to invent an own solution for this, and therefore he worked already on the solution for several time, and of course, it's not possible to found, or it's not so easy to found a company alone and do all the marketing, sales stuff, and all the legal things. And so therefore, we found together. I already founded the company before, and for me, it was clear when this company is successful running, then it's time for the next startup. And so there was a good time frame for the new project, and we learned to know each other, and were quite convinced that we can do a really successful story together. And therefore we teamed up, and also we teamed up with Moritz, who was a former employee of my former company, one of our best heads behind this company, and so here we are.
Would you say that from your previous business, starting another company is a little bit easier the second time round?
The second time around, you have more experience. So my first company I founded together with one person, and so one learning for me, it's would be easier to have a bigger founder team. Then you have more human power, more working power, and so therefore we are a good team as 3. And of course, it's some aspects are not the same, but are already known, and therefore we have been able to speed up quite well.
Awesome. So you mentioned it's a remote collaboration tool, and we'll go into a demo in a minute. But what are some of the problems that you've faced at the start before you to prove the concept, prove that it worked?
The main problem is that it was not possible to co-work on another device. So you can have a video call, and then you have to show and explain, but you don't are able to collaborate and to just to take your mouse or take a keyboard and insert some custom code or try something out, and therefore it was not productive. And there are so many tools, so many software solutions which do not offer a collaboration mode, which are not cloud software yet, or even cloud software like no code or automation software. It's online software, but when you want to collaborate in designing workflows or enhancing workflows, and you need some custom code, and you don't can write it so fast, but you have a colleague or a partner who can assist you, then you have to share the user data to log in, and then you have a window a video. So it's not efficient. And with viewflip, we can solve this within just 2 seconds.
Additionally to that, I think for everyone, maybe in the audience as well, is thinking about that there's nothing new about sharing a screen and maybe getting access to the control as well. But we try to reinvent this. So we were like asking ourselves, as already mentioned by Christian, how can we do this faster? How can we grant access to our current window, and based on the window level is more secure than sharing the entire desktop in the first instance, because some pop-ups don't have to pop up, and you don't risk any kind of information lags or whatever. So everyone is focused and on the screen that on the window that you're currently working on. But just to like compare it with everything that we heard about in the last 1.5 years since we founded our GmbH in Berlin, of course, there are solutions already on the market making it possible to work together, or some of the cloud software tools also have this functionality integrated because they were like, okay, it would be meaningful to have the possibility to work together. There's nothing new. But we make every window, every application, if it's Excel, if it's a no-code, low-code tool, if it's Photoshop or whatever, you don't have to install the software yourself. So the coworker who joins the session, you flip the session to, does not have to install the software, and you just can flip it over and it's ready to go within 2 seconds. And that's the magic behind it. And we were trying to make a very fluent onboarding. So I think we figured that out. It was a learning process as well, with this activation code in the beginning that is a kind of a magic link. And so you are ready to go within 2 minutes, and then live session within 2 clicks within 2 seconds. So that was the main idea. And let me add one more thing. What we were iterating from the first beginning, when we were thinking about, okay, that's a good idea, just 2 clicks and 2 seconds. We, based on the window level that we are talking about, so you share your window that you're currently working on with someone else, and then you can, of course, expand it to the whole desktop if you need to, but maybe you don't need to and don't want to risk some data lag or whatever. But in the moment you click on the viewflip icon and the sidebar appears, there's not just the opportunity to let you manage your own contacts, like your colleagues or your friends or whatever, buddies from the university or from the school. But you will also have an overview in a separate sidebar section in the bottom bar, showing you experts from the whole community that were setting in the profile settings. We'll show you later what I'm talking about. That they are kind of an expert in this application. So they can set that they are good in Photoshop or that they can help in Excel or whatever. And then the admin, if this user is part of a workspace, I will show this additionally to what I'm talking. But if the user is an admin, if the workspace admin is deciding that all assigned users of this workspace, maybe a company with 100 people, they don't want to let their users in their workspace grant others from outside access to their windows. So they can set the permission to the internal level so that only internal the workspace, the users can flip their views together and also share their expertise internal. So that was maybe some of the own experience from everyone. We made a lot of research and asked the people, and they were like, okay, that's a great idea, because if you sometimes you just have a question that can be answered within 10 seconds and you need 10 minutes to find the person who can answer it, so and then you write in your company, hey, is there anyone who can help me? Is there anyone who knows how to use Excel? I got a formula issue here, whatever. And if you don't have to ask in the Slack channel or via email, internal communication, whatever, but you just click on the icon and you see all your coworkers from different departments, different office locations all over the world, whatsoever, how big the company is, who can help you with that. And it's just one further click away. I think that's just the key in this. That was I think the key idea for us to believe in the future of the instant support, not just tech support. And so some of the AppSumo users and customers were asking us if we are like a fluent alternative to TeamViewer because they are searching for something like that. And of course, we don't see ourselves as a really competitor for TeamViewer. I mean, we are 3 people and we don't make $600 million a year. I mean, not yet, but of course, I mean the expectation management. Just to be honest, but I think we made a great idea and we came so far as a team of 3 people, and you will see later. And that was maybe the key why we started with this intention.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, especially when you mentioned that they can find experts. So it's not just the collaboration tool; it's an ecosystem that you're creating to help other people with their problems. It's saving time searching on Google or on ChatGPT trying to figure out the solution. So it's a productivity tool as well. And I think we've done enough talking, so let's do a demo. And I'm sure people have got burning questions for you. I certainly do. So are you going to use viewflip in this demonstration?
We thought about that, yes.
Sure. So over to you.
Maybe let me start, Christian, if you mind.
Yes, you can share your screen and
yes.
show us our solution.
Yes. So
you already mentioned the really important aspect that we are, as we are from Germany, from the European Union, we are privacy focused, and therefore we invented the window sharing. So everything starts with the window sharing on viewflip. And of course, you can use it or expand it to share on the whole desktop. But at first, it's privacy focused. You start sharing the window, and therefore we enable all this expertise matching and all this external expert sessions, because otherwise you don't want to share your whole desktop to an external one. But on a window level, it makes sense. So Moritz, you can continue.
Thank you. Starting from our website that we created to make it easy as possible to understand the functionality of viewflip. Yeah? To start right away, you know Mac OS and Windows compatibility, so it runs on both systems. You have the icon in your taskbar, you see here. Maybe I zoom in a bit more so that you can see better. And you can click on the icon and the sidebar appears. That's the second click then on a user, either a personal connection or any expert for the selected window that you're currently working on. So in just 2 seconds, the other one can join the session. And therefore, I scroll down before I'm showing you the settings. There's just a pop-up while you are waiting for the connection. The other one gets also a pop-up who can accept or decline this session, can toggle the microphone. And while the session is established, the person who's sharing his window, their window, can decide if the other one is able to control it, can decide if wants to expand to the desktop view, as already mentioned, or collapse again to the window view. If he wants to pause the session, maybe just to answer some credentials, password, or whatever, what the other users mustn't see. And so that's it so far for the user interface. I will show you on live, but we have this settings interface here. And starting with the account settings. So you see it's an interactive settings panel that allows you to like really feel how the app is working in the configuration, in the settings. So you have this account section where you can enter all your personal information on your person, and then you see your activity with all the statistics, how many sessions you already did, how long in the total your session was. You can close your access. You can also test every button here. I don't want to show you every single detail of the settings now, but you can, before you have to install it, you can just go on the website and click every button. Every button works, and you can copy everything. So yeah, and here you can see the activation code that you need to install further devices. Of course, the first activation code will be the code that you get by email after your registration, and then you can enter the registration code in the first step of the installation. But sometimes you don't need to enter the code because it's already in the clipboard of the download command. So it's automatically entering this code from the clipboard into the setup step, in the first step. So you don't have to enter a code manually. That's very magic. We call it magic code. So you're ready to go within just a click, and the setup starts and knows already who you are. And yeah, then you have here the profile section. You can see how this is currently looks like for an outside person. You can copy a link to your profile, and internal or external persons can access this profile via browser, and they can see your expertises. That's what I'm showing you later, and everything like that. And you can set your position. So, and now in this demo settings panel here, you now see yourself in a role of a join user, of a free user. So you don't have to pay anything to get access to this, what you just see here. But if you want to be, maybe you want to be assignable to any workspace, so that someone having a workspace, paying for a workspace, paying for workspace seats, either in the AppSumo lifetime license or in the regular subscription license model. If they want to add you to their workspace so that you have the same permissions as they do, they can decide, okay, I want to be assignable. I allow that someone can assign me to his workspace, to their workspace. And as long as I'm not assigned, I am assignable then in this moment. But of course, if I am assigned already, then I'm not assignable. And then I have to leave the workspace with a button that I can just show you here at the moment. But there's a button, leave the workspace, and then you can decide to either create an own workspace or get assigned to another one, you know. And before I show you that's kind of a demo button here, that's just how the workspace section looks like as a Connect admin, a Connect plan admin. So I'll show you in a minute. But before I show you that is the expertise feature. So even without having to pay for viewflip and being assigned to any workspace, I can enable my Find by Skills feature, so that I'm allowing everyone globally, or is restricted to the workspace. I will show you how this setting is. That someone can find me if the person is flipping the Photoshop window or Excel or WordPress or whatever. Then everyone will see me in the sidebar based on my language preferences and on the rating that I have. So that you will see later when I flip over something and Christian will appear or Andy will appear as a viewflip expert. Then you will see what I mean. And I can set my own language here. So what I am speaking as an expert and as the one who's requiring the expertise. So if I'm not interested in see a lot of Indian people who don't speak English, I'm not sure if there is anyone in India who does not speak English, but if I don't want to risk some people I don't speak in my language, I can set my own language here, and then only experts with my language preferences will be shown up in the sidebar. And in the end of a session, there is a chance to get a rating. You will see that as well after we have quitted the session with Christian. Then there will appear a pop-up and I can say, okay, Christian helped me, like 4-star rating or 5-star rating. And of course, that will be something of the next steps. There will also be a personal recommendation. So I can write a short sentence in the pop-up that why I'm happy. And this will also be public visible on this profile section. So as a visitor, I can access the profile from the sidebar, you will see. Then I can decide if I want to connect with this person based on all the skills that the person has, all the reviews that the person has. Leading to one of the aspects that I am willing to show you. I think I have to reload this. Yes, here, because the waitlist currently that you can put yourself on is promising you will see on the roadmap, our idea or plans that we want to let you offer your services publicly as an expert at a price per minute that you can set yourself. So you have the slider here. You can say, okay, I want to earn $1 or €1 a minute if someone is requesting my expertise. And I can see also a trend here. How much am I currently fitting to the market price, to the range of other experts? And that's the idea, and we are working on that very hard to make this possible. A lot of stuff is already implemented, but we're currently working on the payment integration so that you get paid for this instantly, and that's the idea. And of course, we cannot say currently when this will be available live, but that's the perspective. And so we invite you to put yourself on the wait list, and then you can get notified for this. So yeah, and that's it for the join settings. And if I show you now the Connect admin panel, then you can see here there's the workspace setting that you can say you can set your invoice address. That's something that you don't see as an AppSumo user. So you don't have to click on the terminate button here, but you will have a link instead to access your AppSumo settings, because it's an API with AppSumo. And if you cancel or refund, or what we don't hope, but if you change something or make an upgrade or a downgrade of your seats and your tier, then you can do that via AppSumo, and it will automatically sync with the settings here. So you don't have to enter any invoice address manually, or you don't have to see any conditions here. But you can say, okay, I allow everyone in my workspace to search globally for everyone. So if they know the email address or the username, they can find everyone they want to share their screen with, their window with. But also the workspace internal permission lets me set everyone, lets me limit the accessibility of my workspace users to in the internal level, or only specified domains. So if I say only specified domains, I can also whitelist labels, I can say, yeah, I just want to enter everyone or assign, let my users get in touch or connect with people having a viewflip app domain. Yeah. And of course, I can decide here. There's something that we also don't see in the AppSumo condition, that you can adjust your included seats. So instantly upgrade. It will also instantly make an impact on the subscription. So you will get a notification that you now upgraded, and it's pro rata. So for the current month, so you don't pay more than you have to. You can also downgrade if you don't need more instantly. And yeah, you see also here that currently on every email address, so on any seat that you are assigning to your workspace, every email user account can assign 2 user devices. So the first user device with the first code from the beginning here, from the beginning of the mail that you get. And if you need another device to activate, you can copy your activation code from here, enter it, or you can register it new on the website, and you will also get a notification like, hey, there you are again. We guess you want to register a second device. So here you go with a second code. Yeah, that's it so far. And user management, that's something we are very proud of, because that is something that the AppSumo community was asking for after the first week of since we launched. Before we had a reduced to the simpleness settings section here, where you just can enter an email address and see which email address you assigned. But now you can click on user management, and you can also see now the name, the user devices they have. If there are multiple devices, it's a drop-down menu. You can see their position. You can also assign them to a group now, so you can here you can select from the groups. That's something here as a drop-down menu in the live version. So you can. Wondering why I can select the group here, but that's something that is working in the live version. And yeah, and you see the status currently. So if the person is already an active user, or if the person is currently in the installation onboarding, so you see everything on the level. And you can set admin permission. You can leave the person. You can remove the person from the workspace and make a seat free again. So it's very easy to remove users you don't need and assign new users. And here you can, to make it more easier, because that was something that the people were asking for, to make it more easier for clients or co-workers to get ready with viewflip, you can enter your email address, their email address, and optionally can set their first name and last name. And then they will, when entering the code, the magic code in the first step of the installation, they will already get like a, hey, Bob, here you go.
Yeah.
So, and then you can now assign users to the contact list of all other workspace users. So if the person is then an active user, or the user account is created and is ready to go, then he will pop up in the sidebar of everyone else of the workspace, so automatically. And you can decide if you want to send an email notification with the link, so that the person can download it and install it, as I already mentioned. Or if you don't want to do that, and if you just want to generate a download link and a registration link, that you can send it via Slack or whatever, or by phone, and then yeah, can install viewflip with this simple click on the link. And there's also the magic code behind it. So the installation really is just 1 minute away. ready to go within 1 minute. And of course, you can say this person has to be an admin as well, the same permissions to manage the workspace that I have on my own. And then I can select the user device. That's another one. So we have a lot of new features here since last week. And you can select the user device optionally that you want to show the person in their sidebar. So if they are really ready to go, they created their, they finished their onboarding. The app is ready to click on the viewflip icon. Then the person you select here will already be in the list on top. So that the person is really just one click away to get a connection with this person you select here.
Okay, this got a couple of questions that Andy has already kind of covered in the chat, but that other people that are watching the replay might not be able to get access to. So there was one particular question here about what do seats mean? If I delete viewflip from a client's computer, do I get the seat back?
I'm sorry, I had to figure out how to stop my screen share. Maybe Christian can
Yes. So one seat is bound to an email address, and the user with this email address can set up viewflip on two of their computers, and you can reassign a user and use it again afterwards, especially if you have lots of changing clients or changing users.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then from another person, can we share a link with someone else and remotely control their computer using viewflip?
You can control the computer if this person is sharing the computer with you. So of course, the control of another device, that's the idea, of course. To get access, currently you have to grant it. So you cannot access a remote device without someone having sitting there currently. But we are working hardly on that because the AppSumo community was asking for that. And we understand that it's a really cool. I mean, we didn't want to do that in first instance because we wanted to be something else. But of course, why not trying to be the in Germany we say eierlegende Wollmilchsau, so the multi-tool for every solution. But just to be honest, we cannot make any promises how long it will take. But we hope that we will figure it out this year. But let's talk about this later on the roadmap because you will see the focus on also on this idea. Yeah. So we talked a lot. We talked enough about the settings panel. I think that really cool would be to show viewflip in action, and to demonstrate how helpful it can be in everyday situation. Yeah?
I agree. Let's do it.
All right. So I will share again my screen. So what you can now see here, I hope, please tell me if you don't see it, is the viewflip settings. I have to zoom out here. You can access the viewflip settings via browser, right? You don't have to just click on you can click on the icon and access your settings here, but you can also log in from your mobile device or from your computer via user settings, and then you will be asked to log in. You don't need a password. We are completely passwordless. So also on the device, you don't need a password. It is a magic password in your credentials, and you will get a 6-digit long temporary passcode that you can enter, and then you can by email, and then you can access the settings here. But to make it shortened, you can see here now, like you access the settings, but the 14 days trial is over. And then you will see, okay, there will appear a pop-up in a second. Trial. Do it. I'm sorry for that. Yes. Why does it? It's the trial end. Trial end here. Interesting. Why is it has a new trial end? I set it. Let me check just a second. I have to. It's very easy to make this. I was trying it in the beginning, but it's easy to set this here in the back end. So I have to demonstrate this. Trial end. I'm not sure why this trial end is in January 2025, but easy. So I set the trial expired. So yes, here we go. Okay, I will share my screen again. Sorry for the short delay. So yes, so I will reload the settings so that you see what I mean. And if you just click on the viewflip contact you want to share something with, and your trial expired, then you will see this pop up without the settings in the background, just the plan overview, and then the pop up that's your trial expired, and that you now have to check out to continue using viewflip Connect. And you can see here all the information, but that's something that is not for the AppSumo users, but for the regular subscription users. So if I don't want to close the workspace, I can continue the use. Yeah? And interesting, there's maybe a Zoom issue. Yeah, it's a Zoom issue. So if I see here now the monthly and the yearly change, I get to a point that I have to enter some credit card information, right? And now I'm asking myself, who can help me out? Who does have the credit card? Okay, let me flip this to my boss or to the person who's having the credit card information. So I just click on the viewflip icon in my bar, and I see my personal connections. So guess what? That's Christian here, who's available, and he's online. I can flip this window now. You see the yellow border around it. And I also want to mention now the expert section below here. So there are experts for the selected software window. That's not Chrome in this case, but it's the viewflip settings tab that viewflip is recognizing as a match for experts. And of course, if someone needs help in viewflip and is clicking on the viewflip icon, they will see us in our team, Christian, Andy, and me currently, to get an access to. And also sorted by stars and language, by rating and language. And it's a median settings work, but in this way we just were able to it's just a demonstration. So I don't think that Christian earned 2 stars so far, but regularly it's the sorted by the rating and by the stars here. And of course, the online users are available and they are on top. Otherwise, it would be sorted by language and rating. So now I can click on Christian here, and then you can see popping up waiting, and Christian is ready there to connect. And you see he just joined the session and is moving there with his own mouse cursor. So he can, of course, I would have to mention, hey, Christian, can you please enter the credit card information here? I don't have it by hand. And he can now click on that, and then he can tip. I don't tip anything here currently. And then he can set everything and click on subscribe now. I'm not sure if you need a whole year, but yeah. So you made it. Checkout completed. You're now ready and set up. You can click on done. Account information is being updated. In this case, just a short demo to show you, okay, now this status is active. I'm ready to go, and that's my conditions for 11 users regularly a month. You get much better pricing at AppSumo, I have to mention here. But yeah, and that's it so far from the real-time everyday use case to answer maybe credit card information. And as well, it works with something like that. I mean, I can just stop the session here and then reconnect again. If I shall do that, I can do that. But currently, Christian is already in the browser, so I just switched the tab, and I'm like, okay, Christian, good to have you here. There's another question I have, because maybe you guys know that. Any tool, whatever we use Make for some cases to automate some easy stuff like the contact response on our website. So if someone is entering a contact form request in our website, we will get a webhook, and then it decides by the locale if it's a German or an English message, and then respond in German or in English currently, and returns a success. And now I'm in a situation, Christian, I don't know what to do here. I mean, I'm the guy who knows what to do here. Usually Christian is flipping me over his window too, but the demonstration is easy on this way. So I'm like in the situation, Christian, I don't know what to do here. I want to change the subject of my contact response. So please, can you help me out here? What do I have to do?
So I'm ready to help. And
you have the microphone on, so that's the reason why it's a double.
Okay, so just one message. So and here I can assist you. You want to have the first name?
Yes.
So here we are.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Have a great day, man. Yeah.
Okay, you too.
So you see, easy as that. Session is ended. Christian is gone, and I'm ready to go. And I'll get a rate an expert message, because I started the session with Christian via the expert section in the sidebar. So I can now set again 2 stars for Christian. No, of course I will say that's a 5-star help. So thank you so much, Christian. And yeah, Christian will benefit from his profile credibility. And yeah, that's it so far.
Fantastic. I love that. I love everything about that. And I am sure that the AppSumo team is loving that as well. And I mean, we can definitely use it internally. So let me go back. Let me see what's happening with the screen. See if there's any immediate questions that have come. Okay, so a lot of things about the roadmap and what's to come. Somebody's not asked, but kind of requested. Auto login would be amazing. Is that something that's on the roadmap?
I think that maybe we will see if it's on the roadmap, if we are talking about it, if this is what the Caro is meaning. And let us know, please, the Caro, the Zero, not sure how to pronounce it, and if the question is answered. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure who wants to share. I mean, I can share
I can share the roadmap. We have a board with all the items on the roadmap, and we can have a look what's on our roadmap. So
and then we'll cover some more questions after that.
I can already answer the question of the Zero to help.
But Chris, can you? Yeah. So I shared my screen, but
yes, got it.
Doesn't come. Okay, so here we are. So here's our roadmap.
There is a question already popped in, Christian. Maybe we can answer this in the first instance, so that I think that it's clear from the beginning. Zero, thank you for the question. To help outsiders, so people not assigned to your workspace, if I get that right. Currently, everyone has to install viewflip if they want to use it. If they want to receive or send window shares. But you will see also in the roadmap that we are thinking about a way that joining users, so those who don't want to share their own content, don't have to install viewflip anymore, but can access your window or your desktop via browser without the requirement of an installation. But everything like time after time, you know. So let's start. Christian, please tell us a bit more about the gallery that you can see here. We prepared that in Notion. It's also live. You can vote for the features on viewflip.app/roadmap. Make sure to have a look on this page. So there's an upvote feature that allows you to rank this. We don't show you the ranking tab here, although you can see it in the left top corner, but we show you the overview of how we are progressing currently and what we already have published in the last 2 weeks or last week, since the AppSumo community was asking for features like that. And then what we are currently progressing and what we are planning, really planning, and what we are expecting, like pending for the next year. And so I think Christian will give us an introduction of what we are, what we already did and what we are about to
Yes.
to share.
Yes, as you already told, we've heard your feedback, and at first we had a quick solution for assigning users to workspaces with a link. We already published this feature a week ago, and we also published user groups. And actually, we are working on 2 to 3 features. The one highly interested feature is auto accept incoming session calls. So there it will be possible to set a checkbox, and with this checkbox, you can either share the window or just call you instantly without having to accept the session manually. So this is for example, so it was also a feedback and a request from some of our users. Another feedback is voice calls only. They love the possibility to have an instant connection, and they don't have to share a software window every time. They just have a question, and then they want to have a quick access for an audio connection, and therefore we are working on enabling voice calls only. And then there is a highly asked feature, the access feature. The access feature is what you mean when you typically work with remote desktop support tools, that you get remote access to an unattended device. This is more complex from the technology, but we plan to start working on this feature in the fourth quarter, and perhaps we are ready to publish it this year already, but we cannot promise this at the moment.
But we can also not promise to make it like really 100% comparable to TeamViewer, because as we already mentioned, there are a lot of features that TeamViewer has currently, because they are like for 50 years in the game now, and we are 3 people, you know. But we are really highly working on that. But what may not be possible from the first version of the access feature is the login. Maybe that's something that you were already mentioning, Zero, with the auto login. I'm not sure if you mean that, but like boot the system or wake it up. Maybe that's something that requires some other technical aspects that Andy is already forcing with or challenging. So that's really complex, and especially for macOS and Windows. And but if the computer is ready to not locked or not screensaver, maybe screensaver, I'm not sure, but like if it's logged in, if the user is logged in on the device, maybe your own device at home, unattended, and then you can access it, like the whole desktop, or maybe based also on the window level, that you can decide, I want to just flip myself the flip back. It's a backflip, you know, the backflip feature. Maybe we call it backflip feature. The backflip of a certain.
And we called it access feature for remote access. But we also have
to think about that again.
We have the question about video streaming. Or webcam video streaming. This is also a feature which is on our roadmap, actually planned for the first quarter of the next year. Usually it's not so important because you want to share primary window or the whole desktop. There's not so much space for additional video content, but we understand that this is also interesting for some of our clients, and therefore we have this on our roadmap. Also, we have our roadmap to earn and pay per minute for experts. Moritz already mentioned the wait list for this feature. Of course, actually, the expertise matching is already working, so you can get access to experts, experts within your workspace, and also experts from the whole viewflip community. But actually, it's not possible to charge or to be charged for this expertise. And this is also a highly anticipated feature, which is planned for next year.
And with the enterprise feature in the first instance, because that's something, the session invoicing feature that you see left on the left side there, that after a session, an invoice is automatically sent to the sharing sender with an information that the receiver, so the support person, is giving, and we track the minutes, and we get a receipt. Everyone gets a receipt, and then they can, like, currently they can maybe like spend the money or you just give 2 minutes support. You want to maybe write an invoice about 20 euro for that. Or 50 or whatever, and yet you don't want to write an invoice yourself. So we automate the invoice, session invoicing first, because that's something that is basically required for the earn and pay per minute for support feature that we are working on as well and planned after that.
Makes sense.
There are also some not minor, but not so big features we are still planning for this year. For example, toggle availability status or a shared clipboard, or show sidebar via keyboard via shortcut. And also to schedule sessions. Actually, we're focused on instant collaboration and instant support, but there might be also use cases for scheduled sessions. Might be these sessions which are billed or invoiced later, and also this scheduled session feature is on our roadmap for this year. And for next year, there are some more features. Actually, not just the video streaming, also session recording, chat, a text chat feature, and also a very interesting feature: collaborate via browser. Actually, you have to install viewflip on both devices. But we plan to enable to receive window share to receive a session also on a browser, and this is planned for the next year.
Lots of plans, and yeah, I can just feel the excitement that you have for viewflip. So we have a question from Malhar. When colleague is connected using viewflip, I see that the microphone works. Do you also support video?
Christian already answered this question because it's
This
planned
is webcam video streaming.
Yes.
Perfect.
So additional to verbal audio combination, you can see each other to communicate face to face. This is on our roadmap. It's not yet integrated, but we have to plan. We planned this already for next year.
Yeah, I think that goes a long way towards building trust, especially if you don't know the person who's assisting you with your problem. So yeah, I really like that feature.
But the rating, the stars rating that you can see in the sidebar, that is not, you cannot buy the rating. So it's not possible. It's a true rating, you know. You cannot fake it unless you pay for the experts session if it's available for the expertise feature. Then, you know, currently you can already vote or set a rating for every session, but it's hard to fake it.
Will it be a paid upfront or paid after?
It's a paid after, because of course we track the minutes. In the end of the session, you get a rating, you get a receipt by email, and in the email it says you had a session with this person, lasted 20 minutes. That's the price per minute that this person is charging. So that's the sum.
Yeah, perfect.
Here you go. And then click on the button to pay, or maybe you can already sign, of course, enter your own credit card information, and it will also automatically be booked, be charged.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and plus you already created that with that in mind. Is the expertise feature, you already had that in mind, so making that, yeah, I love it. There's another question here. Can you support audio or video output from programs like Ableton Live or DaVinci Resolve?
I can answer that. Additionally to what Andy already was answering in the chat, that audio support from the desktop is on the list, but due to macOS architecture, it is a bit trickier, as it requires additional audio drivers to be installed. This is a technology that is open source, but has to be licensed to use. Maybe you've heard about that. It's a solution that is called Black Hole, and you can install that for free on your device, and you can configure your audio in and output. Currently on macOS, we use it if we do screencasts or whatever to record microphone and internal audio. And that's a way to transmit Ableton Live or whatever DAW audio output to others.
Awesome.
For macOS and Windows, I currently, I mean, you hear the sound on the microphone, but there are plugins that you can use to select it and to route it.
Yeah. So thanks for covering the some questions, going over the roadmap and demoing. Now, right at the start of the demo, you went through some of the settings. Is that a must-do for when you're onboarded, when the new user has bought on AppSumo? You have to set up this before using viewflip. What are some best practices?
If I get this right, you were asking if everything that we were showing or demonstrating is required to go through. No, it's. I mean, there are also features that we have shown you from the workspace panel that won't be shown for an AppSumo client, because it's much more easier to just configure your upgrades, downgrades, tiers, and plans via AppSumo, and then our system recognizes it instantly and synchronizes it. But it's super easy. You don't even have to access the settings if someone is inviting you or assigning you to their workspace. So you buy an AppSumo license with a tier 2, 10 user seats. You install it in your device. You go to the settings, to your user management panel. Then you add 10 up to 9 further email addresses. They all will get either an email, or you can send the generated link via Slack or whatsoever. Everyone can click on that, download it instantly, start the installation, and ready to go without having to access the settings, because everything that is required is in the onboarding, and then you're ready to go. And maybe some of you won't ever need or have to open the settings to set something up.
Perfect. That does answer my question, and that makes it much easier to use viewflip as well for those non-tech minded.
Absolutely.
So that's great. Now, you did mention something about the deal, so I think it would be worthwhile going through some of the tiers. But first, we got some really great reviews. I have finally found a replacement for TeamViewer. Great. If I run into any issues,
for some use cases, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's to mention, because you guys decided to compare us with TeamViewer. What led us to some questions comparing the $100 million company TeamViewer with us, small players in the game, and we had to argue a lot. But thank you for challenging us. Yeah.
Yeah, so some really great reviews here. Now, I don't think we any. Okay, so let's go to price plans, and I'm seeing a different view because we got an update. But can you just briefly go over what they get in their plans? It looks really simple.
Yes, it's a really simple pricing model, because our pricing model is seat based, user seat based, and so the only difference between the tiers is the number of included user seats. So therefore, in all tiers, you get all the features of our viewflip Connect plan. Usually, one seat costs $9 per month. So if you want to use it just for your own or within a family or in a small environment, you can work with a colleague or friend in tier 1, and you get 2 seats. In a small group, you get 10 seats within tier 3. And yes, if we work with many colleagues or in a bigger team, then there are options with tier 3 and tier 4 to get 25 or even 50 user seats.
Yeah, that's great.
If you remove a user, so if you buy a license tier 1 and you remove a user, then the user won't be deleted from the viewflip environment, from all the viewflip account registration, but they will be unassigned to your workspace, and so they will automatically be converted to a join plan user, a free user. And if they continue using viewflip, like they get used to share anything because they were assigned to one of these user seats, and they are now not assigned anymore because you decided to give this seat to someone else, then you are a join user, and then you click on the user list or whatever, and then a pop-up appears telling you that you're not assigned to a workspace anymore, and that either you go to AppSumo and buy your own workspace plan, Connect plan with a workspace, or you ask someone else to assign you again to their workspace, right?
Perfect. Well, thanks for going over the deal and answering some questions. Now, as we come to an end, do you have any final words for Sumo Plus members who have bought viewflip or are on the fence buying it?
I think it's time to say thank you. I mean, Andy already did it in a written way. Thank you for your feedbacks. And especially thank you all for your encouragement and for everything that you were like asking us in the last month and in the last weeks. I mean, we launched viewflip in May, but of course, thanks to AppSumo and thanks to you, Chris, for inviting us, we had a really boost in our user statistics, and we are very happy about the dynamic and all the feedback that we could collect. And that we are now currently about to integrate and make it possible to hear you guys. We are so thankful for your interest and your support. And follow us on the journey. I think follow us on the journey. That's all we have to say. Christian, you can.
So I can just say thank you all for all this, for all your support. Thank you for all the questions and also for all feature requests. This is really important for us to decide what we will do next. We want to do best product for you, and therefore we are hearing your feedback, and we are proud to serve you with viewflip in the future.
Well, thank you so much. And thanks to Andy for answering the questions in the chat as well. Thanks to everybody, and we'll see you next Friday with another.